Good morning. My name is Jimmy Douglas, and the team here at ASOTU CON have graciously lent me the floor for a couple of minutes to introduce myself and my new company. I started my automotive career at a Volkswagen dealer in the service drive, first as a lot attendant and then a service advisor, and eventually I worked in the internet sales department. And then following a technology startup career, one thing led to another, and I was at Tesla for 5 years, where I held various leadership roles, including leadership of its North America-wide used car operation, which at the time was the biggest used EV operation in the world. And that market is just getting started. In fact, the North America used EV market will grow 45x, passing $300 billion by 2032. But right now, it barely makes up 1% of the overall used car market. So you might be asking the question, why are we even talking about this right now? And it's because EVs are fundamentally different assets than combustion vehicles, and yet most of us are buying and selling them as if they're the same. EVs are computers on wheels. Their batteries and software and computer hardware affect how useful they are, and their utility does not decline as the odometer goes up linearly. It's not always obvious what capabilities they do and do not have, and their valuations have experienced some unprecedented volatility in the last couple of years, which makes it very difficult to make money on them. So much so, the feedback I've received from dealers was that when they acquire used EVs, they're not always totally certain what exactly they're buying, and it causes them to be extremely conservative. And still, many have had bad experiences and are now proceeding with minimal volume and maximum caution. So this is happening. Out of 8,000 dealers that have used EVs in their inventory, 84% of them only have one or two, and collectively, that group holds 47%, basically half of the entire market. Meanwhile, the EV specialized dealers with more than 10 in stock account for just 3% and are generating 30% of nationwide sales. For those dealers, EVs are ingrained in their culture. They proactively acquire them, and they do it with attention to nuance like battery capacity and software, and they comfortably educate customers, drawing from their own first-hand experience. So it's no wonder that when they're selling used EVs, they're selling them 40% faster than a normal dealer. Beyond educating customers confidently from their own experience and proactively acquiring EVs with the attention to nuance around the EV-specific information, they're also being, I will call it, real-time in their pricing. These vehicles are priced generally at market or just 0.5% below the market because what they are optimizing for is velocity. They're moving those cars generally in under 4 weeks, most of the time even closer to 3 weeks. Now, if you're not ready to be all in on EV or be an EV specialized dealer today, that's okay because we are so early. EVs just passed 7% of the new car market and 1% of the used car market. So if you're in this game at all, you're an early adopter, which is wonderful, but not everybody needs to be an early adopter. So my advice is to be honest about where you are and where your community are in this transition. If you're ready to embrace used EVs, the math absolutely supports it, but only if you go all in. Otherwise, it can be risky. And if you're not ready to go all in right now, that's okay. But if you receive any, I recommend you move them quickly to someone who is, because they will sell it for roughly the same retail price as you, but much quicker. And on that note, we've built something to help. I'm introducing my new company, and it's called Plug. Plug is an online marketplace that facilitates buying and selling of used EVs among a network of dealers and fleet operators. And it addresses the need for information that is not consistently available in traditional systems. Let me tell you why we're building it. EVs are different, and so is Plug. We collect EV-specific information directly off of every vehicle listed on our platform to ensure that it is accurate and complete, and enabling dealers who are specialized in EVs to search for exactly what they're looking for without sifting through entire vehicle detail pages or having to make bids in the lack of confidence of complete data. When EV specialized dealers are looking for inventory, they know exactly what they're looking for, and giving them that information front and center enables them to fast act and at accurate prices. Inspections are done virtually, so you can list and liquidate an EV as quickly as the same day you receive it. Buying dealers receive alerts based on the criteria that they were searching for. We've been quietly running the alpha version of our marketplace for the last month, and today we are opening up a waitlist for our Q4 beta announced here at ASOTU CON for the very first time. A limited number of dealers that onboard ahead of our launch will have access to sell vehicles on Plug for free for an entire year. If you represent a dealer that might be interested, Scan this code to complete the form, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.